Don't marry a woman, but if you must marry a woman, ensure you do not marry your enemy. It's right. But some months ago, a video, and I said that you should pray carefully whether you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, you are an atheist, or whatever you think you believe in. I say pray carefully to ensure that the person you marry or the person you get married to is not your enemy. To ensure that the person you got married to is not your enemy. Why did I say so? On my screen, a man's story has been trending. And when this story actually started, the so-called women liberation movement, they were carrying it on their head and saying that, the man should be seriously penalized. A young man with life, taking care of his family. All of a sudden, his wife was engineered against him by a single mother who happened to be the man's relative, but the wife fell to be a willing tool. Now, what happened? All of a sudden, the man, got arrested one particular day. And, when he got to the station, they said that, his two little daughter, whom the most senior among them is not up to 5 years, this man was told that he defied his two daughters. And the man, the man acted shocked. It's all over the news, it's trending. The man acted shocked. And why did the man act shocked? Because it sounds strange to him. He said, and it was say, me? How? When? Now, he was arrested and, even 2-count charge was placed on him. And when those 2-count charge was placed on him, why the case was commencing, the children, why this man was arrested, the whole social media, the so-called women liberation and women liberation movement came out, say, this, that, a pedo, whatever, a child pre-day, you know what I mean. He should be dealt with properly. All kind of things were said by the so-called women movement. But with careful investigation and with God on the side of the man, they discovered from careful interviewing of these little kids belonging to this man that it was their own mother who told them that, that they should admit that the father touched them. And, he even did a video. She did a video with the kids coaching them that, that they should admit that their father is touching them, coaching them well how to say it. All of those videos were actually what we actually discovered by virtue of investigation. So it is from those videos and all of those critical findings when the case was now ongoing that it was discovered that, that one, that so-called defiling never happened by the man against his kids. That's one. Then two, the man's relative who happened to be a single mother, he was having she had kids for a particular man, and the man ran away. Then it was this man now who is now assisting her to foot some of the major bills. And then on one particular occasion that was very recent, he came to meet the man, and the man said, on this particular occasion, I don't have anything to give to you. Why don't you go meet the father of your children? He should be responsible for his kids. That was how this woman said that, she felt that it was unnecessary, that, for the man who has been taking care, a man who happened to be his relative, who has been helping her take care of her kids, who is also her relative, Discover said, okay, she should connive with the man's wife and pour some injury, onto the man. So as I'm speaking with you now, the so-called sister of the man, she has fled now, and the woman who happened to be his wife has been taken into custody. Now I want to ask you, this woman now, is she not the man's enemy in this scenario? If it happened that this kind of very critical investigations were not done, what do you think that man was not on his way going to National Youth Service? When I say National Youth Service, you know what that means? Those when they will wear, or everyone in that place will wear same kind of uniform. And they will all be on shorts. Same kind of uniform, eat the same kind of food, eat the same time of the day, and maybe possibly be subjected to hard labor. You understand? But that's not just the case. I think our society, our lawmakers, it's time to have a law that that backs cases and scenarios whereby when a man is accused of being an offender associated with sexual incident, and it is discovered that the man is innocent, the person who came and, claiming that this man did such kind of act against her, those persons should go in for it, and, they should pay the equivalent of those particular punishment that was supposed to be pressed against such particular men. The equivalent should be also done to them. You understand? Let's assume that maybe for those offenders, who are, maybe they call them that, maybe they did unforceful entry into the lady. That was the alleged case. If it was discovered that the man is innocent, that's the penalty. If it's 4 years or 10 years imprisonment or life imprisonment, same should be method, or same should be pronounced against such particular lady who came up with such claim, because you should know the weight of the kind of allegation that you are presenting against such kind of person. You understand? You should know the weight, other than the weight, the social image that you've recreated about that particular person. Do you know what it means that, you are now seeing somebody who is supposed to be seen as a responsible young man? You are now seeing the man as a pedo. You understand? Now, not just a pedo, his own kids. Do you know the kind of the social demoralization that you've created against him? How about his family? You've created a new image for his family. Not just a new image, a bad image. You have dented his family. You understand? You have dented his social image. So I believe that a law should be passed to ensure that people who come up with such kind of claim, and when it is discovered that they are not true, they should go in for it. You understand? Because it is only such that is when our society will get true, will be properly sanitized. But if these people are not, are not penalized, our society will still continue facing these kind of issues year in, year out, and all kind of things. You understand? This Deficit Podcast, you want to like this video. Remember, don't marry a woman, but if you must marry, do not marry your enemy. Do not marry a woman, but if you must marry, ensure that who you are marrying is not your enemy. I'm not saying you should go and marry a man if you happen to be a man, but if you are a man, you must marry a woman. Ensure whom you are marrying is not your enemy. This is the Deficit Podcast, and I will talk to you in the next one. As usual, peace.